Hey friends, welcome back to Real Talk with PK. So glad that you've tuned in, and we're hearing lots of feedback about this podcast, and people are really enjoying it. And so thank you for sharing and subscribing. We really appreciate it. Please spread the word and tell people about it. We're talking about all topics, and religion, politics, current events, whatever is on the table for that day. We're talking about it, and today is post-election, and so we thought we would talk about the win for the Republicans and for the church and for Israel. A lot of wins last night with President Trump winning. And so I got my really good friend, Kyle Bauman, is back with me. Welcome, Kyle.
Thank you.
He's our elder, one of our elders here at Cross Point Community Church, and we're so thankful. He is our resident theologian as well. And so we're so glad for him to come in and talk real with me today. So what'd you think about the election?
It went about as well as I think conservatives and Republicans could hope for.
Yeah.
I have certain question marks about the election overall. Like that image that I showed you, I'm like, at the moment there seems to be 20 million voters that didn't show up in 2024 compared to 2020, and so there's a little bit of a, well, where did those people go?
Mm-hmm.
And so
could it be that we had watchers and poll watchers and 500 attorneys at each site?
maybe which credit to Laura Trump,
yes,
and her operation. Admittedly, I did not have much faith in them.
Yep.
I did not have much faith in the Republican Party in Michigan.
I didn't either.
Still am a little bit. Some sketchy stuff still came out in Detroit last night. So
as always, Wayne County.
Yeah, yet to be like investigated and everything. And I think it's really incumbent on Republicans in the future to, like, we need to really start doing different things to fortify Michigan elections.
I agree.
Like, because Michigan was still like one of the last states to like report.
Yep.
What's going on there, guys?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. I think Nevada and Arizona still are out.
Yeah.
But I do think Trump. It's leaning Trump. I think he's going to have a clean sweep.
For sure. That's what I think too. And also, like, it becomes a thing. So it becomes a thing of like, did no cheating occur because it already looked like Pennsylvania and North Carolina went Trump, and so it wouldn't have helped, and so that's why it didn't
backed
happen,
off, maybe, yeah.
Right? And so it becomes a thing of like, you need to make sure that there are systems in place that there's no opportunity for it, and fundamentally.
Well, I think that number for you that you're talking about, did you say 20 million votes?
Yeah.
There was a difference?
So
from 2020
total,
to,
so from 2020. So Republicans. So again, the numbers might be down a little bit. I haven't checked them again, but as of this morning, Republicans were down about 4 to 5 million total votes. Like, Trump got 4 to 5 million less votes than in 2020, and Harris got 15 to 16 million less votes than Biden did in 2020. Yeah. And it's like, so collectively, that's 20 million votes.
And there weren't a lot of drop boxes this time around,
there
right?
were, but not a lot of them.
Yeah,
there
not
were
as
there,
many.
but not as many, right? And so it just becomes a thing of like, okay, where'd they go?
Exactly.
And so part of my thing, and I was explaining this to my cousin, because she was like, well, what explains the Republican? Well, I was like, well, if I'm theoretically going to cheat, I don't just make 1,000 fake ballots for Biden.
Right.
I make 200 for Trump, and I make 800 for Biden. And then I do that a bunch of times.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, okay, so both the numbers are down. That's kind of telling you.
Well, I do think the Republican Party was very cautious, and they were on the ball. Like, Laura did a great job.
Much more.
Yeah. And I think they were watching. They had many more poll watchers this time around on this election. So they did mind their P's and Q's, and I think that did help. But I think what really helped was the early vote. I voted early. A lot of places were
Yep.
had the early voting now,
Yeah.
which they didn't have last time that I
Yes.
remember, and that was amazing because
So
I think half the vote voted early.
There were types, but there were also like I think the early in-person voting
Right.
was a
That
little
was
bit
key.
different. That was different than last
A
time.
lot of people voted early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and I think that was key for the election.
well, I know because like I saw things from the campaign, and
Mm-hmm.
they were encouraged. I think it was a very good thing for them to encourage people
Yeah.
to do the early vote, because sometimes stuff just happens,
Right.
and you just can't make it for whatever
Yeah.
reason. So, and it also became a double kind of a double whammy for the campaign, because they were openly stating they were like, if you vote early, and like you're a registered Republican, then it shows up on their thing that, hey, this person voted already.
Correct.
And so actually they'll stop targeting you.
Oh,
So they'll stop
okay.
targeting you for like,
You mean the text
like,
messages and all that?
the text messages and the
Mhm.
mailers and like all that stuff. They're like, we'll stop sending you those if you.
I don't
if
know
you-
how
if
I
you
got
vote
signed up.
early.
I got Democratic text messages
Oh yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. You'll
I
get a
didn't
bunch
get.
of them.
I only got a few Republican.
Yeah,
ones.
that actually kind of became a thing where
I wonder if they were trying to flip me.
It was very interesting. One of the things that I noticed that so one of the only campaigns that I've ever given to is Ted Cruz. He's one of the only people that I've ever given money to.
And he won big time. It was supposed to be neck and neck.
Well, it was most expensive Senate race in the country,
And Mitch
of
McConnell
all time.
Mitch McConnell didn't give him any money.
No, he didn't.
Isn't that sad?
Because people don't like Ted Cruz, because Ted Cruz is a conservative.
He is.
He's a real
He's a
conservative.
constitutionalist too.
But the thing about him is that the thing that I found funny was I noticed that on X and a lot of YouTube, I would get call-in all right advertisements.
Really?
Which was who he was running against.
Right.
But I'm not in Texas. Right? And so I was always like, why am I getting these? And I was like,
exactly.
oh, it's because I'm on like the Ted Cruz list. So I think somehow they got those lists and they were trying to advertise to their people. And so part of me was like, I'm actually kind of like, you can advertise to me all you want, Colin, all right?
Exactly.
I'm not going to vote for you.
That's right.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
like, that's
right.
all right. So it was
Well,
quite funny.
and thank God that Mitch McConnell's gone. He is done as Senate Majority Leader. He's stepping down. I think he's got 2 or 3 years left on his term, but he's not going to be a part of it. I thank the Lord for that. They're clean sweep. The Republicans took the Senate side. Looks like they're going to keep the majority in the Congress side too, the House. So we're thankful for that. And even in Michigan, local politics, because all politics is local, right?
Right.
And Michigan, the Republican Party finally flipped the House here for Lansing. So now we have some accountability for our governor.
Which is needed. Needed.
Yes.
Needed. Yes.
So thankful for that.
And actually, it was one of the things that I was talking to Patrick earlier about it. Ironically, I think a lot of people were really upset. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I opened up with being upset about the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Right. But ironically, if Trump had won that election, he would have still had Mike Pence.
Mm-hmm.
He would have probably had a Democrat Senate and a Democrat House.
Yep.
And so, honestly, he probably would have had a really lame duck presidency.
Yeah.
And so, kind of ironically, this is going to be the most unlame duck presidency for a second term that a president has had.
Oh, he's got an agenda.
And he's going in with Vance very clearly has like a plan. And has like things that he wants
Isn't
done.
he so well spoken?
He's very well spoken.
What a fresh
which
breath
by
air.
the way, a lot of people out there are talking about that. It was the Joe Rogan podcast that really flipped this, but it's probably this one.
Yeah.
It's probably this one.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. But no, he was great on there, and I think the fact, we talked a little bit about this last time, like of really just like understanding the issues. The fact that Donald Trump went on Rogan, did 3 hours.
Yes.
Vance went on, did 3 hours.
He did.
And then Elon went on for 3 hours.
Yes.
And Rogan openly admitted, like in his endorsement of Donald Trump, admits that it was Elon that helped convince him to endorse him, right? And so
I didn't listen to that one yet. I got to listen to that.
they're good.
Yeah.
They're I've listened to all three of them.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I just didn't listen to Elon's one.
And very clearly, it's men who showed up. Like for a long time, men have felt really disenfranchised in this country, and people and politicians have consistently catered to women for better or worse. But this one, it was the first time that the Republicans really did a real outreach to men.
Yep.
And I think it's the thing that put him over the line.
Well,
quite frankly.
Well, I think that's true. I think it was the men, and I do think it was the black men vote, because he didn't cater to them. He said, I want you to work.
Yeah.
You want to work. You want to be self-sustained. And then the Hispanic, which crazy numbers for Trump in the Hispanic community.
I was like, we need to host something for the Mexican church here.
Exactly.
I'm like,
it was amazing.
Done,
yeah, but they want legal immigration and not this illegal stuff. And they came out in droves. And the Dearborn, the Arab vote, when that mayor switched to the Republican Party, which has never happened, the Hamtramck mayor. That brought a whole side of the Arab community over to the Republican for the first time.
Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah,
very interesting.
So to me, I think. So this is my other my wild prediction right now is so I always liked Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh always said
I did too.
One of his things was that a sign of maturity and whether or not you know what you're talking about is whether or not you can make predictions about the future and if they actually happen.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why he always had a clock for when the world was going to end. Like Al Gore said it. He was like, when's the world ending, Al Gore? And it never did.
It never did.
And so, my prediction right now is that if Donald Trump actually gets rid of the income tax, J.D. Vance will win the next 2 election cycles.
Yeah.
It'll be the biggest change in American politics in 100 years. And the thing is that the number one, I mean, literally, it's like the income tax. Fundamentally, what is that? It is a thing designed to make you stop having an income.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what? Go listen to politicians whenever they talk about smoke taxes, right? And all of these vice taxes. It's like, what does...
They're called sin taxes.
Yeah, sin taxes, right? It's like, why are they there? To make people stop doing that.
Yep.
Why is there an income tax?
Exactly.
And it's like, that's what it's for, right? And the number one thing that affects is men, right? And so it's like, if he's serious about that and makes that happen, that'll be a generational change. And I also think it's an incredibly necessary change that has to happen.
Yeah.
Because one of the other things that we were talking about is I think that in 15 years, if someone asks when did World War III start, they're going to say it's whenever Russia invaded Ukraine. Right? If you go back and look just Google when did World War II start? It's going to say 1939 whenever Germany invaded Poland.
Correct.
But when did America get involved in it?
Right.
It wasn't until 41, until Pearl Harbor. 2.5, 3 years later. We're at about 2.5, 3 years after that. We got North Korean troops that are going to Ukraine now.
Can you believe that?
South Korea is threatening to send troops to fight on behalf of Ukraine. There. And I don't think it's going to take long for them to realize, hey, we don't have to go all the way to Ukraine to fight each other. We can just do it right here.
Exactly.
Right? And so right now we have 2 theaters open, one in Europe, one in the Middle East, and you're going to get a third one in Asia. That's a world war.
Yep.
Okay. The best thing that America has ever done in all of the world wars was actually not fighting. The best thing that we did was being an economic powerhouse to supply all of the local allies that would fight. And only whenever it was absolutely necessary, send our people over there.
Right.
this point, which wasn't true for World War I and World War II, America has the strongest military that has ever existed in the history of the earth. No one wants to fight America.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's too...
Especially with a strong president.
Right. With specifically, and this is important, a president that's willing to use the military.
The force.
That's willing to use the force, which is the reason why all of these things started under Democrats, is because Democrats thought that they were these great magnanimous people, that they're just like, oh, we'll signal to you that we care about diplomacy.
Yeah.
We're not going to nuke you. That's not what you do to an enemy.
Right.
You tell them, we're probably going to nuke you.
Yeah.
And then magically they stop.
Yep.
Right?
I remember when Trump said, my red button to Kim, my red button's bigger than your button.
And it works.
And I will use it.
yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly.
And he shut down.
Right
away. Stopped it.
And it's like now it's like, I don't, like, how do you even conceive of yourself as a remotely successful American president,
right,
if the North Koreans are sending troops into Europe?
Yep. And the media didn't even cover it.
No one talked about it.
No
one talked.
No.
I
3,000 troops.
I found out about it from obscure YouTube channels, like, talking about it. It's like, oh, okay, this is not good.
Right.
And so I think, like,
well, we got to pray for the next 2 months, because we got all of November, December, and most of January. So we have like 2.5 months before he gets seated as the new president.
Well, for sure, things are going to kick off in Israel.
Yeah.
For sure, Israel's going to start making moves, immediately.
Yeah.
Because
I know that President Trump talked to Netanyahu today.
Yeah.
And Netanyahu, Benjamin, called him and congratulated him. But I know that they're talking.
For sure. Well, and Trump has openly said that he was like, Trump has signaled to them, he's like, I don't care what you do, you just wrap it up, be quick about it.
Yeah, right.
Which is the exact opposite of what Biden's been doing. They've been slow rolling everything and making everything worse. And it's like, look, just let them, just go. Just go and get it done with. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I think is going to happen. Like, so there's a lot of things in play right now. And so I guess I'm talking a lot. But the other thing that I just wanted to highlight for this podcast, because right now, primarily Christians are watching. It's like, whenever a miracle happens, it's like, God doesn't just do miracles randomly.
Right.
It's like, there's a reason for that. So if you see a miracle happen, you need to pay attention, especially in your own life, right? Yeah. We just had a great praise report, like, in our church Sunday. It's like, okay, pay attention to that. Like, that happened for a reason.
Yes.
Right. But nationally, it's like, if that happened, like, God didn't just save Donald Trump because he likes him.
Correct.
There's more going on there.
Hey, there's a reason and a purpose for America. Yeah. I encouraged our church and our prayer teams here at the church to pray for God's mercy. I prayed, Lord, let your mercy fall upon America once again, because if that didn't happen, then we deserved the judgment, and it would have been awful. It just would have. Right. And their policies are not pro-family. And I wrote some things down. What did America say last night in our voting? No against illegal immigration. No to men and women's sports. No to paying off student loans. No to genitalia manipulation of our children. We said a no to that. No to high inflation. No to lawlessness and crime in the streets. No to mandating electric vehicles and shutting down the gas-powered vehicles. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. They're not selling. I just read a report. They're laying another 1,000 workers off. You work in the plants. You're an engineer. Another plant, 1,000 workers being laid off. Yeah. That's why the union workers, not the uppity-ups, they're sold their souls to the Democrats. But the workers love Trump because they want to work. Yeah. They want their jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, you're going to kill the auto industry if we, like GM, they've already phased out, they said by 2035, I think it was, all electric vehicles. I mean, that's insane. Yeah. There will be no more GM.
I think a lot of companies were holding their breath to see what happened in this election.
Oh, they were.
And I think
did you see all the CEOs coming out and calling Trump and thanking him and just congratulating him, because they knew 44% death tax. She said that if she got in, if you, God forbid, died in all your wealth,
Right.
your family would get taxed 44% on it. That's robbery.
Yeah.
That's absolute robbery.
Well, it's good. I mean,
who wants that? I mean, America said no to that, and there are many other
communist
things.
Society wants
exactly.
That's who wants
and
that.
And when she said this was just the Lord. If you look back, friends, at all the things, if you follow politics and you look at all the interviews that she did, The View had her on there.
Yeah.
I don't watch The View, despise it, but I saw the highlights, and in The View, they said to Kamala, is there anything that you would do different in your term coming up than you did in the last 4 years? And she's like, no, I wouldn't. That was the death nail. I couldn't believe she said that. But it was just like the Lord struck them with blindness, almost, right?
Yeah.
Or dumbness, where she would say the silliest things where people are like, I don't want to live another 4 years like this. I can't survive right now.
Yeah, Democrats are really trying to win this election through sheer ignorance alone.
Yes.
It's wild. Like
they had no pulse on America and how we're struggling.
I'm the change candidate, even though I've been in power for years. What
are you changing? Well, I'm not sure what I'm going to change.
Hitler, even though Hitler was in charge for 4 years and none of the Hitler things happened. But also we're the party. We're the big tent party. Our evidence for that is Taylor Swift and Dick Cheney. Like, what are you thinking?
Right,
like, that's
exactly.
Not like a woman that, bless her heart, I'm sure she's a great person. I don't know Taylor Swift.
I don't either.
I don't think she knows anything about politics.
None.
The one who does know a lot about politics is Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
But you guys literally made a movie about how you hate him.
Yes.
And now you're like, look, we got him.
Yeah, and Liz came out. Liz Cheney, his daughter, supported her, went on tour with her. I'm like, oh my God.
And speaking of The View, I don't know if you saw this, but speaking of The View, she went on The View and Whoopi was like, you should be in charge of the FBI and CIA. It's like, Whoopi, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
Yeah, well, they believe in dictatorship. You know, what they accuse Trump, they are guilty of. The Democratic Party is guilty of everything that they accuse Trump of.
Which is there in the nomination of Harris herself.
Exactly.
Right? It's in the nomination of Harris herself. Like, she won through the most obvious, like, lockstep fascist system that I've ever seen. Like,
wasn't her father a fascist?
Well, Marxist. But I'm talking about, like they did a coup to Joe Biden, and basically just got everybody in line, and like, we're gonna do a Zoom call and make sure, be like, are we all right? Yeah, we're going for this girl. Not gonna do an open primary or anything like that. And it's like, okay, and especially guys, after you guys did this to Bernie in 2016 with all of your super delegates and everything, it's like the Democrat Party is the most undemocratic organization ever. Yeah. And they have the gall to say that they are saving democracy. And then now, like, you have people on MSNBC that are like, well, the problem is just the American people. And it's like, that's what democracy is.
Well, when Biden said all his supporters are garbage, I mean, it was just like, it was God striking them with blindness and dumbness almost. They would say the darndest things, and it was like, I can't believe he just said that.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then they said that, we're an inclusive party. I'm gonna have Republicans. This is Kamala. I'm gonna have Republicans and people on my staff. And yet Trump is the one that's doing that. Robert F. Kennedy's gonna be on his cabinet. Elon Musk is going to do something unpaid, but he's going to do something. I mean, you look at it, he's invited people of the business world who were not conservatives.
Right.
But they switched to be conservative because they saw the country going down the wrong track.
And this is actually something to, like, so I know, like, we talked a little bit last time about, like, there were a lot of Christians that were like, okay, we're going to stay out of the fence. That were like, we're going to stay out of this election.
32 million.
And there's a lot of pro-life people that were like, okay, we're going to stay out. And, you know, I think one of the sad things is,
I don't know what the number is on that yet. We'll have to wait and see. So I think a lot of them did come out, though.
So
maybe
the things that I saw was that Trump was down 6% in the evangelical vote. Now, he still won like 81%, which is the vast majority of them, but he dropped about 6 points.
Yeah.
Right? And then you see something like
But I heard
So,
the
like,
Catholic vote was huge.
Catholic vote was up 15%.
Yeah. You know why? Because she didn't go to that Al Smith banquet.
Well,
I think that was huge.
I think that's part of it. Also, Trump made genuine overtures to the Catholic community, you know. And in Missouri went for Trump.
Yep.
But Missouri also had an abortion amendment on their vote that failed.
It did.
So the pro-life amendment failed.
Okay.
And so there's a disconnect. So like right there, it's like there's a disconnect between people that there's a subset of Trump supporters that are willing to vote for Trump but are not as pro-life as we would like them to be.
Right.
And it's like the thing is, it's like if you're a pro-life person that didn't come out for Trump, unfortunately, you withholding your vote actually sent the opposite message.
Exactly.
It sent the message that the Republican Party doesn't need you.
Exactly.
Which is not good.
Correct.
It's not good. And so it's actually, if you're in that camp, it is more incumbent upon you now to pay attention to politics and do more work. Right? I said that I was never a Trump guy in 2016, and I didn't vote for him in 2016. When he won without my vote, it became more incumbent upon me to watch him carefully and to see if I was wrong, right? And it's like, and that's the thing that it's like, okay, if you want, anytime you lose in life in anything,
yeah,
you have to learn from that.
Yes.
Like you have to learn from that. You can't just blame other people. And it's like, I failed to elect a president for my entire life.
Right.
This is the first time I have ever successfully elected a president, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not saying this as a condescending thing of like, you need to do better, because I've had to do better my whole life whenever it comes to this, right? But it's like, if you're in that camp, it's like, you have to figure out how you can do the work at the local level to change the culture to make it happen.
Correct.
And if you want direction and insight on this, I think the pro-life movement needs to look at Florida. Florida is the only state since Roe v. Wade fell that has implemented an abortion ban and maintained it on the ballot day.
Well, I was down there this past weekend, and they had on the ballot to overturn that abortion ban, and it failed.
Exactly.
It failed.
And my point is that it failed.
Yeah.
And people
Thank God.
don't like this. In my opinion, it failed because of how good of a governor Ron DeSantis is.
I agree.
And so if the pro-life movement wants to win that issue, they need to stop just being single-issue voters. You have to win all of the issues so that you win the culture. And then once the culture is on your side, then it becomes untenable for people to vote for the other side, and then you win.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Ron DeSantis has been doing the Lord's work in Florida for years now.
He has.
And the result of that, the reward for that is
well, the whole state is Republican now.
Right.
You look at every county, even Miami, Dade County is controlled by Republicans.
Right. And it's like if we want that to happen, it's like make Michigan Florida.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
exactly.
It comes from good Republican governance.
Yes.
You cannot come in with this limp-wristed stuff of just, we're going to be nice and work with the other side.
Right.
No. You get the power and you make good decisions.
Exactly.
And that is what DeSantis is doing. And he's
well, and I think that's what Trump's going to do in America.
I hope so.
I pray that.
Yeah.
I think he will, because he has a mandate now.
For sure.
This vote that happened yesterday, friends, I think is a mandate that day one he's going to change everything.
I think he's going
to
do
the
work.
good.
Yeah,
I really do.
For sure.
I think he's going to do the work. You touched on world wars.
Yeah.
Are you available next week for a podcast? Next
Probably.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
I would like for us to talk about that, because that is something I think that a lot of people, even in the podcast world, aren't talking about. And I think with our background in theology and Bible and current events, what you and I know, I think that would be a good topic for us to talk about of Korea. Because most people didn't know. I knew that they sent 3,000, but that did not really hit the press.
And that's the thing, is that it was initially reported 3,000. It's been up to like 12,000.
Yeah.
And with rumors that if this initial trial run goes up, they might up it to 120,000.
Yeah. Oh my
and so
gosh.
it's like
So that could
Like,
get
it could
the prophetic
escalate.
clock really going
it
quickly.
could escalate
Yeah.
fast.
Yep. It could. And even with Trump winning, it could
Yes.
start, and it would be good that if that does happen, he's in office because he has the brain space to handle it, and he'll have patriots around him, generals and colonels and things that know what to do.
And this is why I think fundamental. We could talk about this next time.
Yeah.
But I think fundamentally the correct strategy is for a world war is actually Donald Trump's strategy, which is we stay out of it as much as we can.
Yeah.
And we just become an economic powerhouse where all of the manufacturing is here.
Right.
And there's a lot of we could get into
Yeah,
that
we
a lot.
can-
There's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, I think we should talk
but
about
yeah.
that next week.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a very good podcast, and I think the audience would really enjoy that too. So overall, we're happy, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm
good.
very happy.
It's good.
I'm ecstatic today. I was nervous yesterday, to be honest with you. I was kind of, the Bible says that God did not give us a spirit of anxiety, right, or fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. And I just prayed throughout the day, Lord, keep me calm, and Lord, let your will be done. That's all I could pray. Lord, let your will be done. And as I saw the states coming in, and when he got North Carolina, I'm like, oh. When North Carolina fell, I'm like, that's a stronghold. That's a Democratic stronghold, and it fell. And then I think it was Pennsylvania was next.
Was after that. Yeah.
And I knew
At that point, it was
I knew the blue wall
Yeah.
was going to be destroyed. And
Yeah.
then Michigan, just before we came on air, came over to Trump as well. So he got the whole blue wall. It's
Right.
red now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm thankful for that. So yeah, let's do that. If you can come back next week,
Sure.
we'll try to commit an hour
Okay.
to that conversation. I think it will be really good.
Okay.
And thank you for coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
I really appreciate it. So friends, hope you enjoyed this podcast. Share it with people. Hit the subscribe button and really just forward it to your friends and neighbors. Let them know. I think these are interesting topics that we're talking about. We're talking about real life and things that matter on the street. And so we thank you for tuning in each week. And Kyle, thank you again for coming and being a part of Real
Thanks
Talk
for
with
having
PK.
me.
We love you, and we'll hope to see you this weekend if you're in our area, and for weekend services at 10 o'clock here at Crosspoint Community Church. God bless you. Have a great week, and keep it real.